Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Learn the PPT strategies and profit for life. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. All right, guys, let's get into the action today. Thursday, May 2nd, 2013. Markets are having a pretty solid rally back up, negating the entire move down from yesterday. And we've seen this over the last few months as the market's trying to pull back. We see a down day or two, and then really within a day or two, it seems like we negate that entire down move. And that is what we're seeing today again. So kind of interesting to monitor that. And I'm really kind of curious to see where we end today. In other words, the highs, if you zoom out to April 11th, which is the last time we really made a pivot high here, this level right here was 159.71. A couple days ago, we hit 159.72, but closed back below 159.71 again. Well, what I'm looking at today is the market trading right at that same level, 159.71.70 right now, and I'm curious, do we close above or do we close below? And that's really the kicker that I'm kind of looking at as of now to see how it all plays out. All right, and again, we also have the jobs data tomorrow, the non-farm payrolls number, and the unemployment report, which will be huge. This morning we got good news from the ECB. They're cutting interest rates. We also got good jobless claims numbers, so that gave the market that jovial push. And I think the Federal Reserve is kind of stepping in there as well to help float things up just a bit. But right now, again, really the close of the day will be very instrumental in my perception of the market going forward. And then also really tomorrow morning on the jobs data, what happens to the market? Do we finally break out really substantially to the upside, get the Dow above 15,000? And that's the one thing I will make that call on here, folks, in this video. We're hovering on the Dow just a shade below 15,000. Right now, we're about 179 points below. S&P is 3 points underneath 1,600, actually close to 2 points. So tomorrow's Friday. We know the powers that be like to close the market above master levels to get as many buyers out shopping as they can on specific days. Could tomorrow be that day? Could we see the Dow close above 15,000? Could the S&P close above 1,600? Who knows? Maybe the S&P, if we rally up a little bit more, will close above 1,600 today. But this is what we're going to be looking for, folks. And again, I'd say there's a decent chance that at least the S&P closes above 1,600 by tomorrow, just based on how close we are to these key levels. The media will pump it all weekend long. The average investor will see that on the media or in the news, and they're going to go out and spend money like there's no tomorrow, thinking everything's great. And again, that is what we want to see. And that's usually, again, remember, we always close above master levels, key levels, on Fridays, because that's when you get the biggest bang for your buck in terms of consumer spending, right? How many people shop on a Wednesday night? Not that many. How many people shop on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Almost everyone. I'd say about 85% of everyone is shopping on that weekend. So markets are actually inching down just a little bit, but we'll interestingly watch the close for today. Couple stocks to go over. We're having a nice move on Apple today, although it's basically flatlined ever since the early morning push. That's helping the NASDAQ substantially. Apple's really made a very nice move up here. I do have a trend line I'm watching on Apple for resistance here. Let me show it to you right now. This one right here. So there actually could be a little bit more upside in Apple to about the 455 level. 455 seems like a pretty interesting resistance area on Apple as of now if it were to come in there. Plus there's a gap fill that's at 461, which is just above it. So right in this area, I do suspect quite a bit of resistance coming in on the markets. All right, a couple other things to go over. Google's having a very nice day. This stock continues to march towards double top. I do think it's probably going to get to that double top, especially if we have another good day tomorrow on the jobs number. It could easily get there by tomorrow. So just be aware, double top resistance as a scalp trade, that's going to be an awesome day trading level. Even as a swing trade, you probably get a pretty quick pullback off of that level. I don't think I'd sit around long on the short side because it's such a strong stock, but maybe a quick little pullback could be in order. A couple stocks that are interesting today. I talked about this in previous days. Number one, JP Morgan. So the market's having a great rally today, right? We talked about the S&P, the Dow, and the NASDAQ, all substantial gains, basically 1%. NASDAQ's actually up a little more than 1%. But look at what JPM is doing. JPM can't catch a bid for the life of it, down 10 cents today. Now, 10 cents isn't a big drop, but when you think about the S&P being up 15 points, Dow's up 120, that is substantial that it's negative on a day like this. So, we're short in the research center. If you're a member, you got this alert out. All right, now we're basically $1 in the money on this already. And isn't that amazing? The markets have hit a new all-time high on the SPY and the S&P today. And basically, on our short on JPM, we're in the money $1. Think about that, folks. And we shorted it just late last week. Okay? And again, the key is we use proprietary methods. We teach our methods here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. So, the key is obviously we have the proprietary signals. So the proprietary signals are overriding any market action whatsoever. And that's what we're seeing on JPM. Another stock which we had a great signal on was Target, TGT. All right, now we went short Target right up here, right up at this top. Look at where it is today. So even with the market up here, we're still seeing great gains on our short on Target as well. And I just pulled the trigger on another new short. I just put it out to members. I encourage you, if you're a member, to come join us here and get involved. Log in, get that new trade alert, because these things work. That's why we're batting literally 80% success rate. That's eight winners out of every 10 in 2013. Net percentage gain, if you add up all the winning percentages minus the losing percentages, 140% net gain in the research center, folks. Hot charts and alerts. Okay? So, that's what we're seeing right there, folks. Markets, again, performing really nicely, and we'll go from there, all right? We'll take it one step at a time. We'll go from there and just continue to profit, frankly. Now, Goldman was down sharply earlier, but this stock is actually reversed. It's interesting that Goldman's reversed, but JPM hasn't. Now, granted, JPM is off its lows, but it still hasn't reversed to the positive side like Goldman. Now, Goldman has a ton of resistance up in this range. You have this big level right here. You have this sideways consolidation, which is what you ran into earlier today. Just tons of resistance plus the 200. So it's hard to imagine that today Goldman would make much more of a move up. I even think you could see a little late day minor selling coming in just based off of the aspect that no one wants to hold big positions into the jobs number tomorrow. So you could see some profit taking, in other words, from today towards the end of the day. But anyway, you cut it again, guys. This is where it's at. InTheMoneyStocks.com, 7-day free trial to the Research Center. Get these alerts. All right, these are awesome alerts. They literally are just rocking it. All right, our track record speaks for itself. It's an audited track record. And again, I think we have 26 winners, 7 losers in 2013. Those are swing trades. Think about that. That's a huge amount of swing trades. That's literally multiple swing trades every single week that are triggering and making us money. And to net gain 140% in 4 months, that's even, to me, even that's amazing, in all fairness. I even think that's impressive, and I'm the one doing it. So again, listen, we just follow the methodology. That's all it is, and I'm going to continue to do such. All right, couple other things here today, folks, to go over. All right, let's take a look at a couple other stocks. Amazon's bouncing back a little bit. Amazon's been crushed on the daily. Notice how it has not confirmed below the 200 MA yet, so I think that's why you're still getting a little bit of life. I would love to see an upward bounce on this back to these moving average and make a bear flag with a time count proprietary. So something obviously we teach to just our members here. If you were to get that and the correct formation occurs, you'd obviously take a short on Amazon. There's no short there yet, but there is a setup, a very nice setup for that. Okay, a couple other stocks today. LinkedIn, LNKD, is reporting earnings today. LinkedIn just hit a high today of $200 per share to the penny. That's pretty amazing in my book. So $200 to the penny on LinkedIn, and I'm very curious to see what earnings are today, how they perform on earnings. Okay, all right, so that's that. I think that's about it, folks. Let's just jump back to the spiders. SPY, just a tiny bit off its highs, but still right there around that 159.70, 172 level as we continue to trade with about an hour and a half left in the trading day. I encourage you all here to take the 7-day free trial. 7-day free trial. Again, we're making so much money that even on a free trial, you probably make enough to pay for multiple years of the Research Center at $50 a month. Pretty almost comical how cheap it is for what we're giving out. And listen, we have hedge funds that are coming to us. We have everyone, but we're going to continue to give these trades out to everyone. All right, doesn't matter who it is. It's there for everyone. We've been asked by hedge funds, could we buy you out, and you won't give it out. They haven't offered us nearly enough money, in my opinion, and I put an insane premium if I'm going to give up, giving good guidance to our regular investors out there, our hardworking individuals. Again, it's been talked about, but there's nothing there that it'd be literally have to be like $100 million for me not to do that. And even then, in all fairness, how do I, we got so many awesome members here. I can't see that, happening where I ever stop totally. So, in any case, we encourage you to join us while you can. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Continue to learn the methodology and just take the trades that I'm giving out, and you'll profit. All right, guys, take care. Have a great afternoon, great evening. I will talk to you soon.